a party.
And boom, good evening. So if you hear me saying welcome again, it's because we just joined our Gael friends. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gael. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're on YouTube, share the live, share the live, share the live. If you're on TikTok, share the live, share the live, share the live. Okay? So we are here, and TikTokers, you can send me your questions there, or you can phone me. The number is 225-9790. That number again, 225-9790. Over the next hour, so I'll be here with you. We take your calls, we take your questions, we take your comments, we take your concerns on addiction and recovery. You may be aware that last Sunday I celebrated 38 years drug free. And I don't want to keep all that I've learned about recovery to myself. And that's why I volunteer at many drug rehab centers in the country. But this show on a Monday evening is so that you can stay in the comfort of your home, ask a question, get an answer, you know. So I want to start for our cable audience and YouTube audience with a little tune, a big tune from a big artist. This song was written in the 80s, I think, maybe early 90s. No, it was in the 90s, I think. The artist is David Rodder. It was written by Gregory Ballantyne. It's so cool to be drug free. There we go. Nice. So, welcome back. I've been liming with our very good. I've been liming with our TikTok audience, and I got a question, which is a very good place for us to jump off this evening. If you're just joining us, my friends, we're talking addiction and recovery. And somebody just asked on TikTok, what's the difference, or if is it as serious addiction to gambling? It's the same exact photocopy clone thing because it is addiction. Now, addiction is a mental illness, but like all mental illnesses, it's treatable. In this country, if somebody has a mental illness, they go St. Anne's or they go in a mental clinic, everybody like, he mad, you know? But mental illness is very treatable. And in fact, I dare say your mental health is your primary health. Your mental health is your primary health because with good mental health, you will be able to sustain your physical and spiritual health. If you are able to maintain good mental health, you'll be able to sustain good physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Yeah. So don't feel the person in your family or the person you know on the block who's be cussing every night and think because of some mental illness that they're bad. It's an illness. And if people who are close to them will take the time and get them to treatment, there are treatment protocols that can help, that will make sure that a person could live with whatever mental illness they have. So why did I say addiction to drugs and gambling is the same thing? Because it is. Now, as many of you would have heard me say, addiction is a clinical disease, a mental illness, and here I'm searching for the word. There's a definition. There's a definition for addiction. Addiction is repeating an experience or an I'm getting lost in my head here, boy. Is repeating an activity or an experience in spite of negative consequences. Let me repeat that. Addiction is repeating an activity or an action or an experience in spite of negative consequences. So you're doing something, it landing you in hot water, and you're doing it again. That is addiction. So there's no differentiation between gambling and drugs. All right. But the social impact and the family impact is different with different things. Okay. So, with respect to gambling, the social impact may really have to do with your absence from your job, from your family, and with your inability to have money. So you'll start borrowing, all these are negative consequences associated with your addiction to gambling. With substance abuse, it's different because there's a lot of physical things that happen also. You lose a lot of weight, you're looking bad, you're smelling bad, you stop taking care of yourself. And you also have a money situation with substance abuse because your wife money gone, your children money gone, your pawn your wedding ring. I'm saying them thing because that's what I do, and other people do. Hey, let me tell all your story. I can't remember who it was, but I'm not supposed to say who it was because I heard this shared in an anonymous meeting. All right. This fella, and a lot of people, or some people, I should say, I'm saying a lot. Some people, when they smoke cocaine, they hallucinate. And this guy in particular, he used to say a little green man. And plenty people I hear used to say the green man. And this man shared in a meeting that one day he hold the green man and he take a razor blade and start cutting him to see if he will bleed green. That gentleman was holding on to his 2-year-old child. It's because of the hallucination he did what he did. But again, it is an illness. Now, of course, drunk or sober, mind your business. You have to protect your children and what you have, your assets and so on, from people who live with addiction, not just substance abuse, gambling, all these things. You have to protect your assets from people like that, right? So, where I say that they're ill, they're not bad, the things they do are not nice things. The things we do are not nice things. So you have to protect your asset while being aware that it is illness, that is not bad, the person bad, and there is help. That's very important. Eh? There is help. I'm trying to mark who there again. All right. So here's somebody saying legendary Guevara is saying, I believe I lost my way spiritually and I found solace in two things that helped me not feel down. Well, if we lose our way in any way, legendary Guevara, it's important that we try to find our way. Because when we find our way, that is what we call finding freedom. And yes, you may find things that make you feel better while you are lost. But ideally, you want to live with life on its own terms. So you need to find your way. Sorry there, Dennis, AMG, right? So again, we have to be able to face life on its own terms. And oftentimes in addiction, whatever the addiction is to, it's a coping thing, a way we're trying to deal with life. But we don't want to deal with life on its own terms. And we are hiding from something. We have some kind of stinking thinking we don't want to confront, some sort of personal deficiency that we don't want to deal with. And so we find solace in drugs, in the playway booth, in the casino, in front of porn on TV, in church, in all kind of places we find solace. But it is in fact, or can in fact be, addiction that we are dealing with. So the goal for all of us is ideally to face life on its own terms. Hey, who's that Jeline Fabian person joined as a guest boy? Yeah. So we're talking addiction and recovery. That's our topic. It will be our topic every Monday evening. Remember, the people on TikTok, I'll find a way to be able to share everything with you. But I'm glad you've joined. We want to go to a little music now. And I have a nice song here, all queued up for you. So let's. All right, so we didn't get into that song entirely, friends, because the people on TikTok, they're very active. They're very active. So I have to be responding. All right. So the question is, where does recovery start? And that's a very important question. But it is the same answer for so many, many things in your life. Recovery starts with an admission that I have a problem. I'm starting to feel like my addiction is spiritual warfare. That's Mrs. Peters. And you are experiencing serious, serious spiritual deficit because addiction affects us in three ways: spiritually, mentally, and physically. So there is a spiritual component, but it is not the only component. You cannot only run to your religion and find freedom from recovery. There are physical and mental things that you have to put in place also so you can have an ongoing recovery. So, where does recovery start? It starts with an admission that I have a problem. It starts with me confronting me about what I have been doing. It starts with me confronting me about my stinking thinking, about all these different things, these character defects, because the reason we do drugs or overeat or gamble and all these things is to feel better. We do it to feel better. So there's some emotional deficit we are dealing with when we get into abusive behavior, when our illness gets the better of us. So recovery must deal with acceptance that I have a problem. That's the thing I'm realizing as well. Just don't know where to start. Okay, so here's where to start. So, whatever is the thing that you're dealing with, there is an anonymous program for that. Now, this is not an ad for NA or AA or Overeaters Anonymous or Gamblers Anonymous or any other anonymous fellowships, but it is in there that you will find the tools to take you to freedom. And in many instances, that is not enough. You need to get into a treatment center. You need to move yourself away from the ability to go into the casino or the rum shop or on the block and these things. You need to move away from everything. And a good period is 3 months. A quarter of the year is a good period to take yourself away from it all. Yeah? And with your anonymous program, when you leave the treatment center, it is advised that you make 90 meetings in 90 days. So that's the next 3 months. So you will find now in the treatment center, you'll meet new people. And in the meetings, you're going to meet new people also. And these are the people because, it's something that we do one day at a time. And just for today, you need to be surrounded by people who believe in you and who themselves have found a new way of life, a new way of living. It's very important. So that's the short answer, believe it or not, to where do I start? And it starts with step one, right? Step one is accepting that I am powerless and that my life has become unmanageable. That is the thing that is so difficult for so many people because we never want to accept that we are powerless. Yeah, we never want to accept that our lives have become unmanageable. But when we can accept that, that is where recovery begins. Okay, let's see. I got 5A addiction. Tory take. I don't know why I just say their partner. Yeah, but my personal journey in recovery has not been an easy one. But I will tell you, it is about something called tenacity of purpose. Tenacity of purpose, which is stick-to-itiveness. Stick-to-itiveness. And that's the pathway to freedom from anything in your life. If you need to save money to do something, you need tenacity of purpose. You need stick-to-itiveness because you got to be able to have that discipline when you get money to put aside 10% or whatever it is you've decided to do. You've got to stick to it. Similarly, you're on a road to destruction, yes, personal destruction, and decide I'm going to jump on the road to recovery. There are rules, and you must follow the rules. There's no way out if you don't follow the rules. Everything has rules. There are spiritual rules, there are legal rules with respect to law and order in the country and so on. And when you set out to do something, you have to give yourself rules also. Yeah, and you have to stick to your rules. All right, okay. I'm not able to follow everything, guys. My apologies because the chat is all the way over here, but I'm really engaged over here, and the writing a little small and thing. But we'll amend all of that next week. Tenacity of purpose has to do with doing today what I am supposed to do today. That's it. Stick-to-itiveness is the same thing. I must do today, just for today, I must do today what I have to do today, what I promised to do today, what I set out to do today. And let me tell you, we are human, so sometimes you might hit 85%. Sometimes you might hit 90. But it is the tenacity to do 100 is what has to drive you. Yeah, it has to drive you. That stick to itiveness must be the thing that drives you if you want to be able to achieve your goal. So there are rules. There are rules. You've got to stick to the rules. And you have to, the program tells us, avoid slippery people, places, and things. So whatever it is you're looking to find freedom from, there are people, there are places, and there are things that will take you right back to where you don't want to be. So those are slippery people, slippery places, and slippery things, because you could slip. You're human, you can slip, you know what I'm saying? And addiction is something that is relapsable. It is a relapsable disease, but we don't want to relapse. So we have to take it one day at a time and follow the rules. Follow the rules. Stay away from the slippery people. Stay away from the slippery things. Stay away from the slippery places. Now, I know that sometimes you're living in the slippery place among slippery people and they're doing slippery things. And because of your situation, you cannot live anywhere else for now. You understand? So you now have to be stronger than ever, one day at a time, to cope. And that's where your meetings come in, because there's a meeting every day, you know. There's a meeting every single day in Trinidad and Tobago of an anonymous group. And if you fall into that groove now, and there are meetings online, there are online meetings. So you can be home in the madness, get into a space, if you could find a space under the house, below a blanket, wherever it is, because you have tenacity of purpose. You are doing everything you can to find your freedom. So you'll find a space, go online and get into a meeting. Or you will find a partner in NA or OAA or GA or OA or whichever it is you're in, and that person will come to pick you up to go to a meeting. Or if you drive, you just go and pick up two partners to go to meetings. That is tenacity of purpose. Because listen, when we was getting sick, all right, we had tenacity of purpose, you know. We will wake up broken to break open. We have no money. We don't know where we getting drugs. But by 10 o'clock in the morning, you're high. Tenacity of purpose. By afternoon, you could share, you could offer somebody something. Tenacity of purpose. But we have to turn that tenacity into a personal development weapon instead of a personal destruction weapon. That tenacity of purpose has to be directed to personal upliftment and personal development. When we active, we passing down the road, we see a gas tank in somebody's yard, and it just occurred to you, I could take that. I could sell that. And you don't go in the yard immediately, you know. A couple of days may pass, and the opportunity will present itself, and that gas tank gone. And you know what is sad, but very true? There are people waiting to buy it. It have people waiting to buy thief thing. Waiting. And they know it's a spranger. They know you are a spranger. They know the gas tank worth $10. They will offer you 2 cents for it. But because you're a spranger and because you have to get it, because you're on your tenacity of purpose of self-destruction, you will take the 2 cents. And that 2 cents will go towards destroying you. Yeah? It will go towards destroying you. Because when we destroy ourselves, our tenacity of purpose peaks. And we have to turn it. We don't have to reduce it. We have to turn it towards our personal development and our freedom from whatever it is we're looking for. We have to keep that peak in our tenacity of purpose. Keep that peak in our stick-to-itiveness if you really want to find that freedom. Because it's not easy, you know. Sometimes, you know what it is? Sometimes it's as simple as you're in an accident, you have a pain in your leg, or pain in your back, or whatever it is. You're supposed to go physiotherapy, but you don't go. You will never find freedom from your pain. You will never find freedom from your pain unless you stick to it. Stick to itiveness. You have to go. You have to endure the pain because it's going to get better. And the same thing with recovery from substance abuse, because at first it's difficult. At first it's painful. At first it's uncomfortable. At first you feel defeated. But you got to stick to it because every day it's going to get a little easier. I promise you, I'm not asking you. It's not words, I'm not making it up. I promise you, it's going to get easier. Same thing. Listen, I was in an accident. This left shoulder, I got what you call a posterior dislocation. They had to put me to sleep to reset the shoulder. And the doctor told me I will not have full range of motion in this shoulder again in my life. But I started my physiotherapy. Listen, I used to be crying in pain doing my physiotherapy. Sometimes my wife leave. She can't watch me. She leave. By doing my physio. When they tell me do 5 of this 4 times, I'm doing 5 of it 10 times. Because I sticking to this, because I know this will work and I will find freedom. Today, I have more range of motion in this left shoulder than I have in my right shoulder. I kid you not. And that's not just me. That's you. That is you. You could do this. You can stick to it. You can bear the pain. You can deal with the discomfort. You can deal with the feelings of inadequacy and the feeling of being defeated and rise above it. I'm not stronger than you. I have more brain than you. I have more bearance or forbearance than you. We're the same. I stick to it when I set out to do it, and that's what you have to do. And we can all find freedom from whatever it is. All right, I'm scanning again. Hi, Uncle Errol. Who is that? Marcel. Marcel Roberts. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Remember, my friends, let me put up my phone number now. You could call me, you know. You could call me. For you on TikTok, it's 225-9790. You on TikTok, it's 225-9790. My friends, if you're just joining Uncle Errol on this Monday evening, we're talking addiction and recovery, right? And every Monday evening, God willing, I'll be here at 9 o'clock in the evening to chat with you live about addiction and recovery. And I'm not here to preach, right? I've been in recovery for 38 years. I have come across some revelations. I've got to a place of understanding my illness and so on. And I'm here to share it with you. And I could just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk because all you know is not a problem for me to talk, right? But you can call in, you can ask your questions, you can make your comments, you could share your concerns, share your fears, and we could be, this could be participatory, you know what I'm saying? We could both be in this, Ola and me. So the number again, 225-9790. On a normal day, or from next week, you might be able to WhatsApp your messages in, but this evening you cannot do that because my phone is being used. Hang on. My phone is being used for the TikTok stream. Let me see if my WhatsApp is here on this other machine. If it's there, no, it's not there. All right. So in the fullness of time, you will be able to WhatsApp message. Here's somebody saying, I clean off alcohol for 9 years. Congratulations, congratulations. All right. 9 years free from alcohol. That's 9 years of miracles. Addiction to alcohol is a dreaded thing, a dreaded thing. And for this man or this woman to find freedom for 9 years, one day at a time, keep on keeping on. Remember, my friends, thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much. All right, glory to God indeed. Remember, addiction is a relapsable disease. So even this gentleman at 9 years still has to do the things he did or the things that she did at day one. We have to continue doing the things that we did the first week in recovery when we 9 years dry or 9 years sober or 9 years drug free. We have to keep doing the same things. The things that kept us safe are the things that will always keep us safe. And you know, there are a lot of people around you who want to tell you, you're better now. You mustn't say that. You don't know, you washed in the blood. These kind of things the people around you will tell you. But we in recovery know we got to keep doing the things that we did in week one all the days. I feel as your mind is set. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but your mindset is very important because you have to set your mind to do what you have to do. So your mind is set is very, very important in recovery. But to get there, to get it to be your mindset having something to do with it, you have to face it. You have to accept that you're powerless over your addiction and that your life has become unmanageable. Because if you don't do that, mindset or no mindset, you're still going to be there running down the porn or running down the woman or running down the job or running down the pastor or running down the food or running down the drugs. It's just a fact of life. You got to bound to have to muster, accept that you are powerless. If you're powerless, it means you have to give your power to someone else or something else. As we say, to a power greater than me. We have to give our power to a power that is greater than us. We have to rely on a power that is greater than us because we are powerless over this addiction and our lives had become unmanageable. So we need management. And if my life has become unmanageable, I have to give management to a power that is greater than me. So that first step has so many things in it that will get us on the path. It don't give us freedom yet, you know. It gets us on the pathway to recovery. Yeah. I came to believe, I accepted that I was powerless over my addiction and my life had become unmanageable. Those are pretty much close to the exact words of step one. Here's Randy Rosan saying, the 12 steps program is one of the best things out there. Randy, it is the only way to freedom. Now, the 12-step program is a spiritual program, but it encompasses the emotional, mental, and physical aspects as well. Even in drug rehabilitation centers, they use the 12-step program. That is the thing. And listen, if you get a copy of the book, I could probably start trying to get some copies. So if you all want, you could probably just get it from me at cost price, right? If you get your hand on the 12-step book and your problem is you like to kill Jep. Now we say you like to kill Jep and it's a problem. Right? So you're having negative consequences. You're always going to find Jeb to kill, and there's get sting in your eye. This does happen, that does happen, but it's still going. You take the 12-step program and take out the word alcohol and put in kill Jeb, and the program will work. That is how amazing the 12-step program is. You take it, right? And take out the word alcohol or take out the word drugs or take out the word food or take out the word gambling. You just take out the word and put in the word that you need to find freedom from. And that program will work perfectly for you. It is amazing. It is a couple of guys that we call Bill and Bob who wrote the programs. They were alcoholics and they were inspired because they wrote the AA program. And let me tell you, they did not just write the 12 steps to recovery. They also wrote 12 principles that you must follow, that groups must follow for it to work. So we have a caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Good evening. Speak up. Yes, sir.
There is Mr. Anthony that's speaking there, Ferdinand.
Hey, 49, what you saying? Did my partner from Dominica, boy.
You're surprised?
I'm in shock.
Well, that program you have here tonight,
Yes.
that's the same program your partner in Dominica today, you know.
That the same program, what?
Yes, the same program you're talking about drugs and alcohol and the things.
Right.
It's the same thing, idea, man.
Very good.
That's the same program your partner in Dominica, his name again.
NA, Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous.
What's his name again?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Franklin Moses.
Yeah, Narcotics Anonymous.
Yeah, that's the same program.
Yeah.
Type of program you had this morning.
Ferdinand is the same program all over the world. All over the world is the same program.
The program you have about alcohol and other things there.
That's right.
That's the same program he had today.
Yeah.
And that program.
He and Mac on radio. They do it today.
One in the morning, one in the afternoon.
Very good.
On the block and WhatsApp, on the block and the other one.
Correct.
He has been two programs. So Franklin was there with him today because he had prison news.
Right.
So as I just put on the television, and I seen you there. I had it on all the time, so I switched it over.
Right.
And I seen you guys and see my partner and there's his Canadian there.
Well, Freddie, it's good to hear from you. Thanks a lot for calling. I'll make sure and let all your girls know that you call.
Okay. Take care, man.
All right, partner. Yeah, my friend. So anyone can call in 225-9790. That's 225-9790 to get in on the conversation, to have your say, to ask your question, to make a comment. Whatever you feel a need to do, you can do that on the program here this evening. Okay? Yeah, so let me tell you, it's just an hour here for it. It's only an hour, and it's the time zooming past. It's already 9:41. I see a lot of people join us on the TikTok, and I'm promising you, TikTok people, you won't be left out next week as you were this week and last week. I've figured out how to share everything with you. So you too will be able to see our video inserts and all these things, because I'm not doing a lot of them because you are there and I don't want you to feel left out. Wazim, my brother, how are you? Assalamu alaikum, Wazim. Mubarak Kareem to you and the family, my brother, my loving brother. Good evening to you. Just right. All right. So where were we? Here we do. We have someone here. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you.
Yes, I'd like to talk to Uncle Errol.
This is Uncle Errol, man. You're live. Let's go. Talk to me. What's up?
Errol, I'm an AA member. I'm from the Superior Group.
Just right.
I am from the Superior Group, and I put on a sheet that you have on this program, and it is a very nice educated program. I am 19 years sober.
19, you say, well done, my brother. Well done.
Yeah, 19 years.
Excellent. Just right. So yeah, we got a call from a brother who is in a brother fellowship. He is in AA, and he is calling to give us the good news that he is 19 years sober. 19 years. Wow, that's a lot. And, for us in recovery, right, we take it one day at a time. And although we are 19 years or 38 years or how much ever, hang on. Hello, good evening, welcome.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
I see Errol thing on the program, trying to call him.
This is Errol. Turn down the volume on your set.
Yeah, but yeah. I turned down the volume.
Nice, talk to me. How you going? What's up?
Hey, Errol.
Oi.
Well, I see him walking on the floor on the TV. Errol, hear me?
On TV now?
Well, all right.
We live.
Sorry for Errol. Why Errol pick up this thing Like people will die and take up he's a brilliant. I want some e-brain that I could excel like he have a good program going. We boy will die doing the same thing we call him who was in the I want to say lock up and jail and wherever. But he died now.
Who is that boy?
But you are doing the thing now. Errol have a
nice Chance. You're talking about Wayne Chance?
Yes, Wayne Chance.
Yeah, Vision and Mission.
Well, Errol though, he might remember me as a small private jumbo selling the Channa Kurma Channa in the stadium.
Listen, sir, this is Errol you're talking to him.
Yeah, but I look at my mouth, but like you hear me, but
listen, you getting a delayed signal. You're talking to Errol. Look, I'm gonna wave my hand and you'll see it waving just now.
No, hear TV, don't even respond, but I just hear the voice. Tell you doing something brilliant. He's supposed to pick up with Wayne Chance, so.
Very well, sir. I will take that under advisement.
I want some teaching from him too.
Very well. We'll make that happen. We can make that happen.
Because at my young age, 70, I want some teaching, some brilliant psyche. I can't go to the movie. Then the movie come to me. I want to be a movie star like he.
You're a real young boy.
I'll leave on it.
All right, partner.
I will see him. He posted it well. I was talking to you. I want to be brilliant like you.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. But remember, my friends, when you call in, you have to turn down the volume on your set. And don't even watch it because it will throw you off because it is delayed. So we will be having a conversation live. But what you and I say now wouldn't come to you for the next 5-6 seconds or so. So don't let it confuse you, all right? When you call in and I answer, just deal with me on the phone and then you go back to the TV. All right. So, my friends, it's 9:45, 15 minutes. We've got just 15 minutes left. This is the one of the shortest hours in television, if I tell you that. Because we now start and we're already down to 15 minutes left. I urge you to call if you want to call in. Keep your contribution short if you can so that others can get in 225-9790. And if you're anywhere in the Caribbean and you have a flow phone, this is a free telephone call. If you're anywhere in Trinidad, Tobago, Grenada, wherever you are, looking at the program, and your phone, your landline is a flow landline, the call to me at 868-225-9790 is a free call. So call me, all right? And let's see, let's hear, let's, answer some questions and so on, yeah? We're talking about addiction and recovery. And I'm going to go back to that Shorty Eye song for the people on cable and on YouTube. That's because we have a caller. One of my favorite women in the entire world has called the station because she has a question. Hey, Nisi.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Congratulations.
Thank you, Nisi.
8 years of being clean. But what I want to ask, within the 38 years, have you ever been, had the urge to take a drink or whatever it is?
Okay. You're listening on the TV?
No. Yes, I'll come off the phone.
All right. Okay. So the question is from Nisi. Have I, in my 38 years drug-free, had the urge to take a drink or a smoke? Trini Ryan, good night to you too. I don't know you're back on TV. Yes, I'm back on TV Monday nights on Gael, okay? Nice. So the question is, have I in 38 years had the urge to have a drink or a smoke? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, especially in the first 10 years. it's a struggle, it's a fight. In the first 5 years, it's a bigger struggle, it's a bigger fight. In the first 2 years, oh my gosh, it is a Herculean task. And yes, the urges will come. The urges will come. And also, people make it difficult, because some people don't want you to not drink and they don't want you to not smoke. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. So there are a lot of people out there who want a gay thing, who don't like the fact that you're moving on a new course in life, that you're moving to find your freedom in life. They don't like that you're getting clarity in your life. They don't like the fact that you're trying to find your purpose in life. They want you intoxicated all the time. So they always have a smoke or a drink for you. So that is a big challenge in the first 2 years, because remember, we are an infant in recovery during that time. But as the years roll on by, it gets easier and easier. Today, Nisi, I still get urges, but not to drink and not to smoke. You see, I'm still dealing with something called stinking thinking. I'm still dealing with character defects. I'm still dealing with me. Because remember, drugs didn't pick me up. You pick up drugs. So that person, that version of myself that did that, want to come out. It want to live. It want to be in charge. It want to be out there. We call it our disease, right? Because our disease wants us back. Because addiction is a relapsable illness. Our disease wants us back. Nisi, you know the story about Hansel and Gretel? How they drop breadcrumbs to find their way back? Well, addiction does that to people trying to find recovery. It drops things in our lives to help us come back to it. Things like, you might ask, like what? So a man might be doing good in the center, and he come out, and his wife don't want to take him back. So that's a good excuse. Nobody can vex with you if your wife and take you back and you go back and use, you understand? That is a breadcrumb addiction leaving your life. You ain't get back your job. Oh gosh, nobody can vex with you. The people and them wicked people on the job, they ain't take you back. After you do all that you do, them wicked people ain't take you back. Oh God, nobody can vex with if you go and take a smoke or a drink because they ain't take you back on your job. Thank you very much for the blessing there, 69 Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you. Yeah. These are some of the things. Or your mother come and dead. You're 5 years in recovery. You was going good, and your mother dead. Nobody can vex with you for going and take a smoke or a drink and going back to vagrant and thing, you understand? Addiction wants you back. It wants me back. It still wants me back, but not today. Not today, because we do this thing one day at a time. It's the only way to win this battle, From whatever it is you're fighting to get away from, there's only one way to win it. One day at a time. Yeah, Mr. Errol, good evening. My problem is AA and gamble. Don't call my name, though could do it alone. Thought you could do it alone? No. This is one thing you cannot do alone, but nobody could do it for you. Recovery is something you cannot do alone, but nobody can do it for you. You must have support. You must have people in your corner, people who are prepared to help you keep your tenacity of purpose. People who you're honest with and truthful with. People who you tell, boy, if you ever see me going down inside there, get me out. Boy, if you ever see me with money in my pocket and I don't have nothing to do with the money, take it from me. You have to be able to have people in your corner who believe in you and want to help you in your recovery. And if you don't have that, crap or smoke your pipe, because you'll be trying to do it alone and you cannot. This is one thing you cannot do alone. We say in the fellowship, nobody can do it for you, but you cannot do it alone. Okay, there's something going on here. I think my TikTok does want to know if you're still there or what. So I just dealing with that. You must have support, especially you see family support. There is no substitute for family support. You must have it. You must have it. In fact, there are some treatment centers, when you go there to say you want to come for recovery, you could have $100 million. But if you don't have support, they don't want you because you're not likely to succeed. And they want the recovery rate to be good. You know, they don't want to know that they're having failures. But if you don't have family support, chances of you being a failure is greater. You must have family support. You must have people in your corner. You cannot do this alone, but nobody can do it for you. That's a very important thing to learn in recovery. If you want to enjoy recovery, you need a team. It don't have to be 100 people, you know. It could be 2 people. You could start off with a 1-person team. But you must have a person or people in your corner who believe in you and who want to help you in your recovery. My friends, if you're just joining us on TikTok, I see a number of people now joining, but let me tell you, the program nearly finished. We only have 5 minutes more. But what Monsieur and pass here, all right? Every Monday, once I have life, I don't matter where in the world I am. Every Monday at 9 o'clock in the evening, we're going to do this program where I'm going to share about my own journey. We're going to play some music. We'll look at some case studies. People may contact me with questions, comments, concerns, or fears. And we will take your questions, your comments, your concerns, your fears, and we'll talk about it. Yeah? We have to talk about it. We can't ignore this. As they say, there's an elephant in the room and everybody walking around it, you know? But before we wrap up, I just want to remind us that the definition for addiction is repeating an action or an experience in spite of negative consequences. So look at yourself. Look at yourself, okay? Is there something that you keep repeating in spite of negative consequences? And sometimes it's hard to draw the line, to say this is something I like to do, or this is an addiction, you know? Because none of us want to accept that we living with that illness called addiction, you know? Nobody wants to accept that. That's why step 1 is such a challenging step. But you have to have what we call a searching and fearless moral inventory. We have to really look at ourselves straight in the eye and be honest, brutally honest with ourselves about what we're doing, where we are, and what consequences are being occasioned by our actions. And if we realize that we have a problem, then and only then we can start to try to do something about it. It's not an easy road. No, 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 no. Who feels it knows. I'm telling you, it's not at all an easy road. I'll give you a graphic that I share with people when they now come into a drug rehab center, because I volunteer at different rehab centers from time to time. And when people now come in, I share this with them, that your first days in recovery is like you're walking barefoot and bareback on a ridge, right? On both sides of a ridge is precipice. If you fall over there, you're going through, right? The stones on the ground, they're sharp, and you're walking barefoot, so you have to take your time. You have to watch where you're going. It has some trees you could grab onto. Some of them are pick on them. So you can't just grab anyhow. And you have to walk this ridge. When you get to the other side, you will find freedom, joy, love, excitement, not perfection, but you will find these things. The easiest thing to do is to go back where you come from. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not an easy road. You have some discomfort to bear as you get into recovery. You have some discomfort to bear, but you have to bear it if you want the niceness, if you want the joy, if you want the opportunity, if you want a chance to get back with your family, if you want a chance to get back a job, if you want a chance to pursue your purpose in life. But if you go back, which is the easiest thing to do, you will not have that opportunity. Yeah? You won't. You can't have that opportunity if you go back. All right? So this recovery, this walk to freedom, it's really a walk to freedom, because addiction of anything, of any sort, is a prison. And we were not put here to be imprisoned. We were not put here to be enslaved. We are not to be a slave to the gamble or the alcohol or the coke or the marijuana or the porn or the food or the job or anything. We were not put here to be enslaved by these things. So find your freedom. Start that walk to freedom today, and you can do it, but you got to stick to it. My friends, thank you so much for joining me this evening. This has been a good session. I'm telling you, I hope you get a lot from this session, because I do this session for me. It's a selfish thing, It's a selfish thing. I do this session for me, for my clarity, to remind myself of my own journey and to make sure that just for today, I will have tenacity of purpose and stick to what I've set out to do. So if you get something, I'm glad for you. My friends, once again, God bless you all. Thanks for joining me. And I'll catch you on the other side when? Next Monday, 9 p.m. Yeah? I just started now. What's that?